Hi, my name is Hal Ferguson. I'm the stateside coordinator of the Chimala Mission and have been working in world missions, mostly in Tanzania, for over 20 years. I appreciate this opportunity for a few minutes to tell you a little bit about a mission work that is dear to my heart. But first of all, I want to direct your attention to a passage of Scripture in Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 through 16, where Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under the feet of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven." God expects His people to be both salt and light to the world. The power of influence in good works gives us an effective way to preach the gospel to Christ wherever we are, at home and abroad, in faraway places like South America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Africa. The Chimala Mission, which is located in Tanzania, East Africa, is one of the largest and oldest overseas mission works among churches of Christ in the world. From its early days in the 1960s, the Chimala Mission has established hundreds of congregations, converted tens of thousands of people, trained hundreds of gospel preachers, educated thousands of children from a Christian worldview, healed the physical bodies of hundreds of thousands of sick and hurting people. The guiding principle of the Chimala Mission is founded upon the words of Jesus in Luke 19:10. "For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost." Every part of the Chimala Mission is centered around that all-important core principle. I like to describe it as an old-fashioned wagon wheel. There is the hub in the very center of the wheel, and the hub is supported by individual spokes that connect the hub to the rim of the wheel that is in constant contact with the ground or road. Well, our hub is Luke 19:10, seeking and saving the lost. But saving the lost is conducted through the instrumentality of the spokes, if you will, that is, the various parts of the mission. Missionaries, the preacher training school, the hospital, the primary and secondary schools, the farm program, and the estate. Each of these spokes of the mission is instrumental either directly or indirectly in constantly relaying the love and compassion of Christ to the rim, that is, the world where people live and work. The leadership of the Chimala Mission is the Dalreda Church of Christ, located in Montgomery, Alabama. In January 2019, the Dalreda eldership began their new role in taking the oversight of the Chimala Mission. With their history and experience in local and world missions, we felt that the Chimala Mission would be in good hands as the work continued in the tradition of a biblically sound and evangelistically active mission work with a strong practical component. Although there are many wonderful and successful mission works around the world, the names of former missionaries at the Chimala Mission sound almost like a who's who list of well-known faithful Christian people. Elder Eccles, Guy Caskey, James Judd, Andrew and Claudine Connolly, Dr. Jerry and Shirley Mays, Dr. Raymond Wheeler, Tom and Patsy Dockery, Dr. Ron and Maxine Huddleston, Dale Dennis, James French, Gene and Ann Bullock, Wayne and Florence Smalling, Bob and Marshall Stapleton family, as well as their sons Darren, Heath, and Jason, Cy and Stephanie Stafford and family, Eddie and Jeannie Gilpin, Bill and Cindy Stinson. And these are just a very small sample of the men and the women and the boys and the girls who have given their time and energy to affect the lives of countless people at the Chimala Mission. In 2002, my family, while serving as missionaries in Arusha, Tanzania, made our first visit to Chimala with our friends Ken Upchurch and Ellie Martin. And I'll never forget the impact that that trip made on my life. I had heard of the Chimala Mission for years, hearing men like Andrew Connolly speak of it many times in lectureships and gospel meetings. But seeing it in person for myself, as you can imagine, left a lasting impression on my mind. Chimala Mission physically is located along what is famously called the Great North Road, which is a route that stretches from Cairo, Egypt, all the way down to Cape Town, South Africa. It consists, that is, the property consists of 2 tracts of land. First, there is the main mission property of about 400 acres, which is about 3,500 feet elevation at the edge of the Great Rift Valley. And it includes the mission congregation, the Chimala School of Preaching, the hospital, the primary and secondary schools, missionaries and staff housing, maintenance facility, and half of the farm estate. And then directly behind the mission, at about another 3,500 feet or more, up to 6,500 feet elevation, is the Elsa Mission, which was formerly an old German farm before the First World War. It was made of about 300 to 350 acres, which is now considered the second half of the farm estate. The mission congregation is centrally located in the very front of the mission center, and it serves as the primary congregation for many mission employees as well as the boarding students. There are 3 elders and a number of deacons, and a typical Sunday morning worship service would be around 200 to 250 in attendance. And then there is the Chimala School of Preaching, which actually is very close nearby next to the congregation there. And it currently has 21 students with 6 instructors, a secretary, and a librarian. The school, which is a full-time program, meets Monday through Friday and follows a 2-year schedule, much like schools of preaching here in the States. Most of the preachers in nearby churches, in fact, are graduates of Chimala. And not only do the students have classes full-time, they also participate in weekend evangelism with instructors, and they also participate in a farm program that is designed to help them become self-supported preachers. The Chimala Mission Hospital, another component of the mission, was established in 1965 and is another major part of the mission. In fact, the Chimala Mission Hospital put the Church of Christ basically on the map as a legally registered and recognized religious organization in the country of Tanzania. And it was built partially with that purpose in mind, so that the church could continue to work in Tanzania. The hospital has 128 beds. We have a male ward, a female ward, a children's ward, a maternity ward, an HIV clinic, mobile clinics, a women's wellness and new mother services, and other programs. The hospital treats as many as 50,000 patients per year and has treated as many as 60,000 patients per year, and delivers at least 3,000 babies per year. So the maternity ward is a very busy place. The hospital employs about 130 people, including doctors, nurses, administrators, matrons, cleaners, and guards. There are also 2 chaplains who visit the patients and family members, offering prayer, Bible studies, and other forms of help. In fact, it is not unusual at all for there to be baptisms, and at times some of the chaplains have even been able to successfully establish new congregations in the homes of where these patients come from, because there may not be a nearby church where they live. And so you can see the evangelistic aspect of the hospital in many different ways. Another important aspect of the mission are the Chimala Mission Primary School and the Herring Christian Secondary School, which is named after the late Jerry Herring, who was a former elder of the New York Avenue Church of Christ in Arlington, Texas. There are approximately 450 primary school students and approximately 120 secondary students. Nearly half of those who are enrolled as boarding students are living on the Chimala Mission. And not only are their classes taught from a Christian perspective, but every student is required to take a Bible knowledge class each year in addition to a daily morning devotional. Speaking of devotionals, at 7:30 every morning, Monday through Friday, there is a devotional at every major part of the mission. There is a 7:30 devotional at the School of Preaching, at the hospital, at the primary school, the secondary school, and there's even a chapel at the estate, actually in what's known as the shop, where our carpenters, electricians, gardeners, plumbers, individuals who work to keep the estate together and maintained are also required to come together for chapel. And so we do that to keep up always the spiritual dimensions of the mission. The last area of work of the Chimala mission is also our newest part, that is the farm program. While there has always been gardens at the mission, in January 2019, we started the farm program as a large-scale project. The goal, of the farm program is twofold. First of all, to grow and raise enough crops and cattle to fully support the general operations of the Chimala mission, including the School of Preaching and the estate. In essence, we want to give the Chimala mission the ability to operate as a self-sustaining mission without U.S. support. And that's the first goal. The second goal of the farm project is to train our preacher students to farm more efficiently in order to be able to support themselves and their families. If you have had any experience in third world mission work at all, you understand the struggle that preachers have to be supported while working with their local congregations. In fact, most of them cannot work full time in their works because they have to spend time providing for their family, as the churches are generally too poor. And so we hope in our prayer and our efforts and dream are to turn these preachers into better prepared farmers in order to pass on their training to their congregations, in order in turn to help them become more successful in their own family farms, which will raise the quality of their life, enabling them to be able to better support the work of the local congregations more effectively. Well, in addition to these major components of the mission, there are normally many visitors to the Chimala mission, including preachers and elders, doctors, nurses, nursing students from some of our Christian universities, even nursing students and students from other medical fields from other places like Hong Kong and Great Britain and Germany and other places who come to the mission. In fact, interestingly, during our summer months, we may have as many as 1,000 people actually on the mission. And so it becomes like a village of its own on that property. It's a very interesting and exciting place to be during the summer months. Also in the summer, the School of Preaching conducts a preacher seminar, a ladies seminar, and a youth seminar. We generally have baptisms during the youth seminar, and we have preachers and their wives and other men interested in the gospel and teaching and preaching from all over Tanzania and even beyond in some of the places such as Malawi and Zambia and Kenya and other places come over to these seminars for the preachers and the preachers' wives. And of course, the young people come from all over Tanzania, a great place for them to meet one another. We also have another exciting part of the summer is what we call our Gospel Chariot campaigns. It generally lasts 4 weeks and it is designed to operate in specifically pre-planned locations where we believe that the church could grow. And so these campaigns are conducted there where our students and their instructors go together, conduct door knocking during the day, as well as having outdoor preaching in the afternoons, followed by nighttime Bible videos and Bible studies. It's not unusual at all to have over 100 baptisms from these campaigns alone. This is only a very small overview of the history, the work, and the influence of the Chimala mission. I invite you to go to our website, chimalamission.com, That is Chimala Mission, one word together, .com, to learn more about this great work. This year will go down as one of the most unusual years in U.S. history. But isn't it comforting to know that in the middle and in spite of all the upheavals and rumors and uncertainties that we serve a God who does not change? God has made promises, and he will keep his promises to his people. He will deliver us through all the spears and all the arrows that are thrown at us by the devil. I want to encourage you to keep your eyes set on things above, not on things on this earth, Colossians 3:1-3, because one day we will appear with him in glory for all eternity. Yes, we have God's promises, God's provisions, God's protection, and the wonderful prospects of an eternity in our heavenly home. There is every reason for the faithful Christian to be thrilled. I want to thank you for watching this video, and may God richly bless you in every day in your life as you serve and dedicate yourself to him.